Shares of artificial intelligence-powered lending platform Upstart took a hit after reporting Q3 earnings, despite issuing an estimate-beating report that showed growth of roughly 250% on both the top and bottom lines. Here now to discuss Upstart's outlook and growth drivers for this fast-growing stock is Upstart CEO Dave Girouard. Thanks for joining me today, Dave.
Thanks, Alissa.
So first, it looks like while Upstart did raise its guidance for Q4, maybe it wasn't quite as big enough of a bump up as in prior quarters, and some investors might be looking at that and considering it perhaps a blemish in an otherwise very strong report. But let's talk about what's ahead for Upstart in terms of the areas driving growth for the business. Now, the primary area you're in right now is the personal loan market, but auto loans are another area you're making inroads in. So how much do you expect that to contribute to the business over the next 6 to 12 months or so?
Yeah, we're a super high growth business, as you said, growing well into triple digits, and applying artificial intelligence to lending is a really enormous opportunity. So we expect to be a high growth company for a long time to come. As you said, auto lending is the category that is newest to us that we're really expanding into and expect to be a big driver of us in 2022. Our basic proposition is that millions of Americans pay far too much for car loans because risk models aren't able to adequately identify real risk associated with the loans.
Now, in terms of the onboarding process for the auto market versus with banks, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, one of the primary efforts we have is to deliver our software to car dealerships to kind of help them dramatically improve the process of selling cars. I mean, most of us who have bought cars before know it's not been an entirely satisfying experience. So there's a huge opportunity to just make that process digital, automated, much more efficient, and particularly the financing part. If there's anything that kind of goes off the rails when people are trying to buy cars is when you get to that last step and the financing is discussed. So that's where automation and AI and more fair price loans come in. And that's really leading our effort in the auto space.
Now, how big of an opportunity do you see the microloan market being for Upstart? And how, if at all, do you think that that overlaps with this buy now, pay later market that we are hearing so much about right now?
Yeah, one of the things we announced yesterday is we're going to be pursuing an opportunity to offer small dollar loans through our bank partners to people that just need a few $100s of credit here and there and pay it back over a few months. Now, that part of the market has been ill-served, and there's been a lot of really exploitation of consumers. But we're building a product that can be done under the envelope of bank quality credit, bank-friendly APRs that don't get people caught into cycles of debt. And that's really important for our mission, which is to improve access to affordable credit. But it's also really important to our bank partners who want to serve, generally lower or moderate income communities that they exist in and where their branches are. So it's a big part of what we do as a mission. It's a big part of what we do with our bank partners. And it's just really important to training our AI models to understand more of Americans and improve credit for more people.
So with maybe that government punch bowl being taken away with the stimulus checks, so it seems like the timing seems right for this sort of product coming to market.
Yeah, I mean, the stimulus is drying up or has dried up in most places, and the economy is kind of normalizing, if you will, where people are getting back to work, people are traveling, people are spending. So all the sort of normal things, which are, they will overspend, they will need to refinance debt, they'll have holes in their sort of a time where they need support. And that's what we're here for. We try to make sure affordable credit through our bank partners is available as the economy gets more to a normal state that we all hope for.
So speaking of, two other areas of interest would be small business lending and home loans. So do you have timelines for products coming to market in those areas?
Yeah, I mean, our fundamental belief is that when you apply better risk models, AI-powered risk models to any flavor of lending, you can make for a much better product and a better for the borrower and the lender. And so our intention is, we started in personal lending and in auto lending, and we announced the small dollar lending you just talked about. But small business lending and mortgage lending are enormous categories that we think are underserved, where better risk models, more efficiency, more automation can offer better product. And we said yesterday, we expect to have the small business product available in the market with our bank partners in 2022. For the mortgage product, that's going to take a bit longer, a lot of effort and a lot of people left out of the market where you have reasonable access to an affordable mortgage. And that's something we'll start to work on in 2022, but it's got a bit of a longer horizon on it.
Okay, so speaking of the risk model that Upstart uses, let's talk a little bit about competition and what gives Upstart its competitive edge and prevents others from copying what you're doing out there.
Yeah, the notion of using AI in lending seems that, some people think it's either obvious and everybody must be doing it, or it's completely impossible and nobody could possibly do it. But it's somewhere in between. It's very hard to build sophisticated AI-based models, machine learning-based models that use all sorts of disparate data. You sort of need the right type of team to do that. And those teams are usually found in companies like Amazon or Google. They're not normally found in a bank, and nothing against banks, but it's a very kind of rare talent to build these types of models. So we're looking to partner with banks by bringing a technology team together. There'll always be competition. If it's a sufficiently big and exciting market opportunity, we certainly expect competition. But right now, we think we have a several-year head start in terms of building more refined models with incredible amounts of data training them.
And on that front, regarding the data, what do you say to those who might have concerns about the privacy of the data that you're utilizing to make these loan decisions?
Yeah, privacy is enormously important. We do not sell data or provide data to any third parties whatsoever. The data provided to us by consumers, either directly or through their credit reports, et cetera, are used for one purpose only, and that is to provide them the very best possible loan from one of our bank partners. So that's the sort of commitment and promise we make to our applicants. We, of course, encrypt everything, secure everything. We are very technology forward business, of course, but privacy is important, and we make all of these things very transparent and clear to our users.
So if Upstart is the way forward, and if FICO scores are inaccurate and inefficient, at what point do you think that this new model will be that replacement for the old system in a big, widespread way?
Yeah, I think it's a sliding scale, but I think there certainly can be tipping points. And at some point, I think a bank will say, like, did we really rely on a 3-digit number to try to give it a complete picture of, the credit worthiness of an individual or a business or what have you? Can that really make sense in 2021 or 2022? So I think it's this thing that happens slowly until it happens quickly. And when you get the critical mass towards something that just has superior economics, it's a far better product for the consumer. It's a far better product for the lender. And you put that together and you say, why not? We can do better. We can make credit more affordable to more people. And I think there is a time at which it really just kind of goes kind of vertical. And we're looking forward to that day.
Well, it's an interesting story, and we're definitely going to keep tabs on Upstart. Dave, thank you so much for all the information today.
Thanks, Alissa.
And thank you all for watching this episode of Investing Strategies. For more executive interviews, make sure you check out investors.com/investing strategies. I'm Alissa Coram. Hi there. Thanks so much for watching Investing Strategies on our YouTube channel. If you want more executive interviews and analysis of key trends to watch, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date.